Hi, my name is Dan Newberry, and today I'm going to talk to you about an activity that's currently being piloted at two universities in Iwate Prefecture. And in the activity, we're trying to leverage smartphone technology to facilitate peer-provided feedback, particularly in more open tasks such as presentations and where the outcome is not really decided. Each activity can have a different outcome. So let's go ahead and get started. We are using tools, smartphones equipped with video cameras, and line instant communication software. I have been asked by a couple of teachers why we are using Line and not another software application, and I'd like to just go over a couple things about Line. Number one, most of your students are using Line. Even if you're not, they are, and so it's quite an easy application to learn, and there is no learning curve if you're wanting to use it in your class because your students are probably already using it. So if there is a learning curve, it's going to be very small as opposed to another application, for example, Google Docs. Also, it's sufficient for what we are trying to do. In this activity, we are making videos and uploading them. So we need an application that can share video, share images, and provide a texting application for the students to communicate, and this has all of those, so it is good for what we are trying to do. Also, Line has superior grouping capabilities. You can make groups of all sizes, big or small, and those groups can be set up extremely quickly. And so that's also very important for what we're trying to do, because we are working in small groups of about 3 or 4 people in each class. So I do want to tie this presentation in with the general theme of this forum, and that is motivation. And I'm going to just start with a fact that's based on research, is our students do want feedback. And to just support that with some research, Professor Margolis at University of Wisconsin did a meta-analysis and some research he was doing of 9 studies, and the general conclusion he drew is that all 9 studies, the conclusion was that our students do want feedback. Now, he was looking particularly at error feedback, but I'm going to kind of expand that, and I think our students would appreciate feedback on both the errors that they are making or the accuracy of their language and the content or the quality of content. And so that's where we're going with this activity. And so I think let's just kind of connect some dots here. If we're giving our students what they want, I'm going to kind of just assume that that's going to increase their motivation to keep studying language. And so I also want to move on, and I want to talk a little bit about motivation in small group work, because as the title of the presentation shows, we are using small groups to facilitate peer review. So we are relying on the students to provide peer review. And that's probably going to be a role that they've never had to take on before. And so we need to kind of let the students know that they are capable of providing support to other students. And there has been some research done by a professor here in Japan, Professor Gan, over at the CT-SIG. He wrote a very persuasive article that we need to specifically address 4 points in the students that the students know about concerning language learning, and I've put those in the handout. But what I kind of want to drum on here and nail in here is that we are asking students to peer feedback, provide peer feedback, and in order to make that happen and make it happen well, the students need to realize that they are capable of providing peer feedback, and they need to be supported in that. Again, look in the handout, and you can read the article. It's out there. It's actually, I think he's uploaded it into ResearchGate. So let's go ahead and get along to the activity and what we're doing. Essentially, students are making small groups. They are creating video from tasks that we are giving them, generally open tasks, like I said. They are making the videos and uploading those into the small groups that they have made in line. And for homework, so that's being done in class, for homework, the students are using a rubric that we have made, and they're using that rubric to assess another person's video that is in their group, and they are writing that assessment into the rubric, taking a picture of that rubric, uploading it into their small line groups. The original creator of the video is then taking that assessment, incorporating that assessment and that feedback into another video of the same task that they are recording. They're making a second recording of that, incorporating the assessment, and re-uploading that video, and they are then writing a transcript of that. And the transcript is primarily to facilitate the teacher being able to quick glance, see what the students are doing, and just kind of get a visual on what kind of output the students are making. So essentially we've got, they're creating video, they're providing feedback to one another, and they're reflecting on that feedback and then recreating. In the video, or in this activity, there are 4 sections that I'm going to go over, and 4 sections that we're implementing in the activity. There's priming, which is kind of refers back to what I was talking about with Professor Gann's work, getting the students mentally ready to do something like this. We're then demonstrating the activity, and I'll show you how we're doing that. We've got a pre-task to confirm that the students understand what they're supposed to be doing it and are doing it. And then from now, we haven't really implemented this yet, but we are going to roll it out into a task series where they're iteratively using this activity to review each other's work. So just let you know, the priming involves 2 things. Students are being made aware of the utility of this task, and that's being done verbally. Basically, students are told that they are expected to make videos, their mistakes are okay, and that is written into the task itself. Okay, like I said, we are trialing this at 2 universities, and the other teacher who's doing this, Simon Townsend, he's a little bit farther in doing the activity than I am, so I'm going to show you what he's doing in his classes. As you can see, the students have been given an open task here. They're to write a 100-word speech. They're to practice it 1 time. They make a 60-second video, check the time to make sure that the video is in the 60-second limit, simply because line reacts differently. Different platforms, you're able to upload videos of different lengths, and so the students do have to make sure that they're within the 60-second limit, and then they upload those videos into their small line groups, as you can see. And this is what we see when the students upload the videos. As you can see over here on the right, or on the left, students have, everybody's uploaded their video into their 3 video, or into their small line group. And so from there, what they'll do is you'll be able to, you can see here they've got the video, they're round robining, so student 1 checks student 2, student 2 checks student 3, and then student 3 checks student 1. They're providing feedback, they're writing the feedback into that rubric, and they are putting their transcripts up into their groups as well. So we've got kind of a repository of what the students are actually doing, and we can see what they're doing. Some other areas that I pulled out of similar activities. And in the next class, Simon went in, he basically gave feedback to the students, and as you can notice in the bottom 2 points here, he shows that not every mistake was found by a partner and some feedback was not categorized. So what we've got here is those errors that I pulled out that had not been corrected. We made a worksheet, and so in their small groups, the students worked together to correct errors from that worksheet. They took pictures of those, uploaded it into the main class line group, and so we're able to see that the students are able to go back in and find errors in the writing. So what we're trying to get the students to realize here is to go back, check the work, and perhaps work a little bit more slowly next time. The second attempt is currently in progress, and this is the task, and as you can see, what is happening is we're kind of widening out widening out the topics here, and so we are maintaining an open task here. And just to kind of finish up here where we're going, what we are going to do, we're going to continue to implement this feedback mechanism, see how it works out, and what I'm hoping to do in the near future is kind of open it up with not only a focus on accuracy but also on content. And this just simply supports the multiple strategies that Professor Gann was talking about. If you read his research, he talks about students need multiple strategies, and I do feel that this activity supports that, and it operationalizes that observation simply through having the students listen to multiple aspects of another student's work. And I am going to go ahead and finish up with that. We will have comments, and I am interested to hear what you think about this activity. Thank you.